Bring it on. That is what James Dyson has been saying to our business editor Simon Jack. What's the thing that he wants brought on? Well, as leaving the EU. His company's had a successful year, announcing this morning a 40% increase in sales and profits. Simon, he was always a keen Brexiteer, was he?
He was a very prominent Brexiteer. He was in very confident mood, as well he might be, having had this barnstorming year of a 40% increase in sales. So James Dyson says, if we have to fall back on WTO rules, which is tariffs are internationally agreed, so be it. And if Article 50, the triggering of Article 50 forces companies to look further afield, that is no bad thing.
We see this wonderful market in the world. I mean, Europe's only 15% of the global market, and the really fast expanding markets are in the Far East. And we want to be able to develop great products and then export it around the world. And Europe will be a part of that, but by far the most important part is the rest of the world.
Some people will say you're investing in the UK, but you're not investing in making stuff. You're a technology company. The stuff is actually made in Southeast Asia. Your business model fits this this setup which you describe. But for people who want to make stuff in the UK, import prices are going up. You've got potential talent shortages, divergent regulation, possible imposition of tariffs. Don't you understand why some businesses see this as a bit of a problem?
Yes, it is a problem. I mean, we already pay tariffs going into Europe. We pay the WTO tariff going to Europe because we manufacture in the Far East. But we as a business have expanded 5 times in the last 5 years. All our exports all over the world are done from Britain. So all the profit lies here in Britain, and the intellectual property is here. And of course, vast employment is here.
I think you've got people from dozens of countries around the world, many of those are EU citizens, working here in the UK. As a prominent Brexiteer, what do your employees make of that?
Well, they haven't talked to me about it, but I'm absolutely certain that people who are working and contributing here in Britain will be allowed to stay here. It's absolute nonsense to suggest that countries are going to chuck out foreign citizens.
You've had a run-in with the Bosches and the Milas of this world, and some of it's to do with that. That's where you get some of your animus against the way that Brussels is run.
Of course, we have European competitors. They tend to be German, and they tend to dominate international standards. And we've had no success at all in influencing IEC committees and the energy label. But that's not the reason I'm anti-Europe. I just want Britain to run itself, to have its own government.
Are you a patriot? I've been to your facility, and there's lots of old World War II fighters, and there's lots of British military history there, and RAF and whatnot. Is there a patriotic bent to your business mind, or are you a pragmatist? How does it work?
No, I'm a patriot. That's why I'm in England. I'm resident in England. We pay all our tax here. I'm a patriot. Which is why I'm rather keen on reconnecting with the Commonwealth. These people who stood by us through the last war and many other wars before that, and we turned our backs on them in the 1970s, and I thought that was a great shame. So I think reconnecting with the Commonwealth is very important, and staying friends with Europe. We can do both. I'm enormously optimistic because I think that looking outwards to the rest of the world is very, very important, because that's the fast-growing bit.